Hi, I'm Diane. Right now in our daily Bible study, Paul and I are going through the book of John. In John 8, verse 12, Jesus says, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life." Interesting thing about light, it reveals itself first. Picture yourself in a pitch black, unfamiliar room. You may stumble or hit your knee on an object while trying to find the light switch. Once you flip it on, the light glares into your eyes. Then, as your eyes adjust, the light illuminates everything around it, showing details, colors, and shapes that were previously hidden in the dark. As followers of Jesus, we want to honor him in many ways, including the way we handle our finances and the financial resources he has provided us. That's what it means to be a good steward. The RFL Financial Planner is a tool that sheds light on our finances. We use the tool to enable us to make wise, enlightened decisions about our spending so that we can achieve our spirit-led goals. That honors him. Today we're going to walk through the RFL Planner and show you how it can be used to make wise financial decisions. Let's go briefly through the PEEPS Planner that they've already completed. Starting off at the progress checklist, the PEEP has 3 goals. First, to pay off debt as soon as possible. Next is to give 5% and increase that 1% per year, and then to give 10% on any surprise blessings that come. I love that. The long-term goal for our PEEP is to save 20% for a house down payment. They thought $80,000 would be enough and hope to have that done in 10 years. The next tab is the net worth tab. Our PEEP has 2 accounts, a checking and a savings, $600 and $300 in those respectively. Our PEEP also contributes to the 401k at work, and right now they have about $10,000 in that account. The income tab, our PEEP has a job and gets paid twice a month on the 5th and the 20th. Each paycheck is about $2,000. Our PEEP also has a side gig doing some dog sitting and earns about $200 a month doing that. You can see the purple letters right here, household spending plan. That means that these numbers are going to be transferred automatically over to the household spending plan tab. The next tab is the mile marker goals. That's where our PEEP itemizes their savings and debt reduction goals. Our PEEP has 4 debts: car loan, credit card, medical bill, and IRS taxes. Remember, debts are mile marker 2, and so those are indicated here. Mile marker 1 is to save 1 month's expenses, and our PEEP already has $900 in their checking and savings, so they need $3,000 more. That's mile marker 1. Mile marker 3 is $12,000. That's a mile marker 3 here. And finally, mile marker 4 is the down payment that they want to save up. That's $80,000, and that's mile marker 4. If we scroll down, we can see the calculated results, and this shows all the mile marker goals and the debt in the order in which they're going to be paid off using the snowball method, and we'll come back to that later. For now, up at the dashboard, we can see all the mile markers, the amount needed, and the estimated completion dates. You can see here that their debt should be paid off in March of 2025 using the plan from the household spending plan. So let's look at that right now. On the dashboard for the household spending plan, we see the income that came from the income tab, the debt, $550 are the minimum payments from the debt of mile marker goals, and then the living expenses are all based on what's in this particular tab. Our PEEP has rent, car expenses, personal expenses, and they categorized 2 things uniquely that I wanted to highlight for you. Our PEEP grouped all their periodic expenses together. Periodic expenses are those things that occur once in a while, but we want to save in advance so that they're all ready to go when that payment is due. For example, car registration. Our Peeps Honda tabs are due in July, and they're $240. So in order to save that up for next July, our Peep will save $20 every single month so that next July the money is already in the bank. You can see oil changes are a good example. Membership fees that are done annually for this Peep, Amazon Prime is done annually. Christmas gifts are another good one. Our Peeps spend $600 every Christmas, usually around November. And so in order to save that up for next year, our Peep is going to save $50 a month. This totals $118 so that the money is available for our Peeps to spend when those expenses come due. Our Peep also group their subscriptions together. This makes for easy tracking. 3 of the subscriptions that they could remember are music, Netflix, and the cloud storage, but our Peep acknowledges there's more and just can't remember what they are. So we'll leave them like this for now and track every dollar, and we'll catch up with that later. Taken as a whole, the dashboard shows give, save, live on the rest for our Peep. Income, less giving, savings is margin, and live on the rest is the live category. So our margin is the fuel that propels you through achieving your goals. We apply our margin automatically to our mile marker goals right here, and that's done automatically by the spreadsheet. So if we go over to the mile marker goal tab, you can see that $218 is applied. That margin is automatically incorporated into these calculated completion dates. So our debt completion date for this Peep is March of 2025. The last tab is the daily tracker. You can see our categories across the top come directly from the Household Spending Plan tab, and the amounts that were planned for each one of those categories also comes from the Household Spending Plan tab. You can see the 2 special categories, periodics and subscriptions. Those are all listed right here. And our Peep is all done with the June tracking. Let's go down and see how the Peep did. The bottom row compares the actual expense to the plan. You can see here income plan was $4,200. The actual was $4,250. That's real close. Giving is just a little bit over. That accounts for that little bit of variation. You can see margin. There's a big difference here. $218 is exactly what was planned. So this tells us that the Peep did not do anything with their margin. We'll come back to that. Food, here's a good example. The Peep underspent food, so didn't go out as much. That's okay. Let's go back down. Here's periodic, another example. There's $118 under plan. Well, that's what exactly was planned. So our Peep did not save that money. We'll take care of that right now. So when you plan for your periodics, we want you to actually track. So put $118 right in the bottom and actually make a transfer from your checking into your savings. That indicates that you've saved that away and now you are on track for that. Subscriptions, all the debts were paid, so those are on plan. And a few other things didn't get paid. That's okay. So in the end, our Peep has $761 left over in their checking account. But remember, they didn't apply their margin. So let's do the same thing we did with the other one. Let's record margin of $218. The question is, where does it go? For margin, you can go to the Payment Plan tab. The payment plan shows you exactly where to apply margin. Here's the month we're tracking. And here's the total monthly margin from our household spending plan, $218. These are the calculated results from the mile marker goal tab, and they're in the exact same order because margin is applied in this order. For month of June 2021, $218 of margin is highlighted with the blue. So that means $218 of margin needs to go into mile marker 1, which is the savings for 1 month's expenses. So let's go back to the tracker and put that in for $218. The Peep can make a transfer from checking into savings, and that's it. Now at the end of the month, the Peep has about $500 under plan, And because our PEEP has their July car tabs and July rent coming due soon in the month, we're going to just leave that in the checking account. Now let's go back to the Household Spending Plan tab and look at a couple of scenarios that happen quite frequently. The first scenario is the PEEP gets a $5,000 bonus. What should they do with it? Remember the principles that we teach in the class: give, save, live on the rest. That applies to this bonus as well. So the PEEP's goal was to give 10% of any surprise money. So let's give $500 and track it. Go to the daily tracker and go to income. Let's track $5,000 right here under income. And let's do giving of $500. Now there's $4,500 left. That's bonus margin. The payment plan tab will tell us where to put the $4,500. Let's go there right now. The 218 was already applied from June, so let's put the $4,500 right here for July 1st. You can see the blue shows the margin, and it gets split between two goals. That's because $4,500 is enough to completely fill up mile marker 1 at $27.82. Now that's done, so the rest can go into the next goal, which is to begin paying off debt. Capital One is first because the PEEP chose to pay off their highest interest debts first. The PEEP can now write a check to Capital One for $2,086 and have that be applied to principal. Let's do that on the tracker. That would go under debt, which is right here. We'll put 2086, and the other one went to savings, so I think that was about 2076 right there. So now you've tracked all your money, the bonus, and how you were applying it. A lot of times when our PEEPs bring in a bonus like this, all of a sudden they go off track and they decide to splurge or buy something that was unanticipated. You have spent a lot of time in prayer creating this plan, and now is the time to use the tool and follow the plan. Don't wander. Stick to your plan, follow your roadmap, and then you will achieve your goals. Let's go back to the household spending plan and do another scenario. In this case, our PEEP has an opportunity to move into a private studio apartment. First of all, count the costs. The PEEP is currently living with 3 roommates. The new apartment will only cost $200 more a month, and it's closer to work, it's in a great neighborhood, and the PEEP will have total privacy. Here's how you can use the financial planner to make a wise decision. First, be sure to count all the costs of moving, not just the monthly expenses, but there's also some one-time moving expenses. In this case, there's $100 of moving expenses from a van and boxes, and the PEEP has that in their checking account already, so they will just take that out of savings. The net monthly rent increase of $200 gets added to laundry and internet expenses that have to be raised up, so that's $250 extra a month. So let's plug that into the spreadsheet so we can see the impact. For household, let's put $250 in a category called rent increase. And you can see by entering that, all of a sudden we went red. Red indicates that income is not enough to pay all the household expenses and the debt. You can see here our PEEP is overspending by $32. Remember, we teach you want to have a cash positive budget, so let's find some money to reduce. Our PEEP goes through their budget and decides, oh, you know what, groceries, let's reduce that to $350. Okay, that's good. We're purple again, but now instead of $218, there's only $18 left, but at least it's positive. Let's go over to the mile marker goal and see the impact of these expenses on the PEEP's goals. We can see now that the initial margin is just $18, and now our calculated completion dates are adjusted. This one is in October of 2025. That's several months later than it was before. Now the PEEP has to make a decision. We encourage the PEEP to pray over the household spending, their goals, and to seek discernment. After doing it, the PEEP decides not to move. So we're going to go back to the household spending plan tab and eliminate this increase. So that's good. Now the PEEP is cash positive by $268. The PEEP has decided to keep the groceries at $350. And so based on that, let's go back to the mile marker goal and again see the impact. Margin is $268 this time. And now the debt elimination is April of 2024. Oh, whoops, we forgot something. You can see here we left our bonus margin in the payment plan tab. Let's go get rid of that. Should have cleared that out before. Now let's go back. Okay, now we've got some dates. It's still December of 2024. That's okay. Not quite as good as it was. So it's important to watch these gold warning messages, but the PEEP is really excited that just making a little change like lowering groceries made a big impact on the day that the consumer debt is paid off. One of the things that the mile marker goal tab does is also consider what if. It's a powerful tool that says, what if I could find even more margin? What would the impact be on my goals? So the PEEP thinks that doing a couple more side gigs of dog sitting, the PEEP could get $250 more per month take home. That's pure margin. Now, what happened to the goals? Let's go back up here. Now the debt-free date is December, not even December, it's January 2024. That's 15 months earlier than the original date. That is awesome. And what's even more exciting is their date to fund their house down payment is within their 10-year goal timeframe. So seeing the impact of adjusting your plan is a great motivator. The PEEP is astonished at how that makes such a big difference and is excited to put this plan in motion. The RFL team can't wait to hear of God's faithfulness and provision as the PEEP actually continues to be a good steward and honor the Lord through his finances. These were just two examples of how the RFL Financial Planner tool can shed light on your finances. We encourage everyone to use the financial planner to map out your goals and your plans to get there. Then execute to your plan by tracking every dollar every day. Keep following Jesus through this journey, and you will not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. If you need assistance, reach out for help. The forum button up here at the top will bring you directly to the forum where you can enter questions. And you can also rewatch any tutorials to become familiar again with some of the concepts.